Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Gada from Travel Clinics. In this video I'm going to talk about the BCG vaccine. Who should actually get the BCG vaccine? Well, first of all, what is it? It's actually a live, weakened version of the TB bacteria. That's all it is. And it helps us to protect us from the severe forms of tuberculosis, or TB for short. So things like brain TB or spinal TB. But you might ask, well, isn't TB history? Well, it is and it isn't. Now, way back in the Victorian times, you'll have heard of people having coughing and coughing up blood, and even the Bronte sisters, the authors, all succumbed to consumption, and that was the sort of poetically old-fashioned name for TB in those days. And even in this day and age, it's very, very common. So it's very common in sub-Saharan Africa and places like India and Pakistan. It's thought that about 1/3 of the world's population is actually infected with TB. Even in this country, last year in 2018, there were nearly 5,000 cases of TB disease. So it really is a problem and it needs addressing. You might ask, well, how is TB spread and how can it affect individuals? Well, first of all, it's spread by people coughing. When you actually cough, you disperse tiny droplets which has the TB bacteria, and another person in close proximity who breathes that in will then get infected with the TB bacteria. And as you can imagine, by breathing it in, a common symptom might be cough, again, in the person that's affected, or they may cough up blood. Other common symptoms are things like night sweats, fevers, and weight loss. You might ask, well, why are you telling me all this? Aren't school kids vaccinated at a young age these days? Well, actually, they're not. That all stopped in the UK in about 2005. So we no longer routinely give the TB vaccine or the BCG vaccine to kids. It's now only given to high-risk individuals. So, who are these high-risk individuals? Well, actually, people born from high-risk countries, so those people born in, for example, sub-Saharan African countries or India and Pakistan, would be offered the BCG vaccine, or if their parents originated from these countries. But there are other people who are also at risk. So these are healthcare workers, doctors like myself, or nurses, dentists, and dental hygienists or dental assistants or nurses. And also all healthcare students should be vaccinated. So that includes people like physiotherapists, paramedics, etc., etc. However, it's a bit more complex than that. You might have heard of people saying, well, don't I need a skin test first? You're right. There is a skin test called the Montu test. And people offer this test so that they know that you have not been exposed to TB before they give the BCG vaccine. Okay, so you might ask, where can I get this skin test? Well, some people do it, but we at Travel Clinics don't do it. And the reason why we don't do it is because we think it's unreliable and we don't think it's very accurate. So we prefer to do a blood test that looks for TB, and it's far more accurate and catches most people who might have tuberculosis. All right, so who will do all this for me? Well, your usual family doctor will be unable to do either the skin test or the blood test or the BCG vaccine. However, if you feel that you might be at high risk, they may be able to direct you to the local TB service. We at Travel Clinics can do everything. So we can assess your risk, we can do the blood test, and then if appropriate we can do the BCG vaccine for you as well. If you'd like to know more about the BCG vaccine, give us a call on 02476 01 6519, or alternatively you can email us at info@travelclinics.com. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.